This is really sad. This is a sad one, and of course we know that one in the right state of mind wouldn't want to take his mother and the sister to the early grave. But what's your position on this story, looking at the fact that, according to what they are saying, the absence of governing body in the community has really led to hard drugs, like now eating it like food without even considering? What's your position on this story?
Thank you. I do not think that, I wonder if there's any correlation between absence of traditional ruler and taking to drugs. The guy is just a drug addict, and one thing about drug and its addiction is the consequences. That is why people try to avoid or preach against people taking to drugs. Most of these drugs that these persons take are actually drugs that are prescribed for certain kind of ailment, but people intentionally overdose it to perpetuate crime. So the good thing about this story is that the guy has been arrested, but the other leg of it is an unfortunate incident of one killing one's mother and even a sibling. So it is very unfortunate. We want to look at the causes. Why do we have so much drug peddling, drug addiction in the society? That is one of the aspects the government had to really look into. Why will somebody overdose himself or herself for the purpose of feeling what? And then you are off your senses, and probably for a normal human having to do with humans kind of conflict, you not take life and you still feel okay. It's very unfortunate. The guy, he has committed a very capital offense, so the issue of rehabilitation will not come in. So we're definitely going for it. There has not been an assessment before the incident that he had a mental issue. So it's just the one he has caused for himself. So let the long arm of the law catch up with him and let it do that fast.
But do you think it would be easy to completely mitigate these issues of drug abuse? Because I mean, we have had in a situation where NDLA, they have arrested a lot of so many persons with drugs, and they have burnt these things, and the House of Rep even came up with the idea of them going to this drug ban to tackle it from there. But it seems it is still difficult. What do you think the government is going to do to control?
I think is that we have to look at the causes of drug taking. We'll first of all look at why they take it, which is part of what I call a psychological solace. People who want to take drug to put themselves in a form. Well, but they wouldn't know that those kind of solaces appear only temporarily. So if you look at why would somebody want to take drug, it causes such as frustration, economic frustration, situations like social rejection, situations like family loss of love. These are factors. Even a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship can lead one into taking drugs. So these are the things we have to look into. One, do we have the therapy centers? Do we have our parents open to certain complaints by children without you nailing them? It starts from there. There are certain things one's child will tell you, and then tell a parent. The child, we want to keep the child alive. Do we have that accommodation? Then you look at the traditional rulers themselves. How did they become traditional rulers? What is the antecedent like? Can they actually mentor these young ones? Can these ones confide in them to tell them what they are passing through? You know, and then you also look at the economic angle. How those ruling us, how are we being led as Nigerians? You see, some of those guys would, those who have finished, graduated for years, wouldn't find something to do. And all you see is that people will be asking you to do what they are calling entrepreneurship. You know, entrepreneurship, that is the way to go. Entrepreneurship on a barren economy, like entrepreneurship, quick fix entrepreneurship, quick fix skills. You know, you train people. There's nothing wrong in what you have gone to school to study. It's skill on its own. There's hardly any subject in the school you study that is not entrepreneurial. So when you look at all this, at some point you are out of school and money doesn't come from any other place because your parents are aware that you are done schooling, right? So where will you now make money? Where will you go to work? Companies are leaving Nigeria, and the ones that are even working are underemployed. You know, and underemployed, I mean, is that you don't find the suitable working conditions in terms of salaries, relationships, and all of that. So people, there we have every, you know, humanly speaking, reasons around here to be frustrated. But what we'll now look at is, can we find those who will stand the gap to say, what do you do when you are in situations like this? NDLEA should not just be an agency of arrest. Do they have counseling units who go to radios, TVs to talk about how to cope when you are depressed? How many psychologists have they, do they have? To go with them to communities and talk to these persons about the effects of hard drugs. I don't know if you understand me. It's not about if cut high, what the kilogram of whatever they call it, and then people are arrested. What about those who you cannot arrest? Look, there are people you can never arrest until you retire, right? So how do you cope these excesses? You go and then you talk about awareness on TVs, on radios, town hall meetings. We don't see them do that. So the very soft bet for them is to arrest people, which is not comprehensive to my rating. So right now we want to see a situation where even the National Orientation Agency, that I wouldn't want to say moribund, but as I mentioned, the moribund just flew in the other side of my brain, and I don't know what the connection between moribund and the National Orientation Agency. I don't know. Otherwise, this guy should be on TVs talking about some of these things we talk about, right? We don't hear it. Some persons, if you do look at it and then you back it up with statistics, you will see that the percentage of persons that take drugs will reduce based on the awareness or the campaign. And it will also shock you that part of the budget that these guys put up for the Nigerian annual budget, part of it is campaign. Part of it will be society awareness of what they do. But you can hardly find all this.
With all of these factors you have mentioned, are you saying that this is not enough excuse? And again, if you see some of these people that are actually into these drugs, if you're close to them, they will tell you, don't take this thing, it's not good for your health. Are you saying that they do not know that it's not good, or they just want to take it in the name of this is what can ease my stress?
It depends on who is saying don't take it. If you say don't take it, I am mocking the person. You've aggravated the intrinsic incident in the person. So when you walk away, the person goes to take it. But when you say, and the relationship between the person, or the relationship you are creating, you know, to the potential victim of that drug taker, it matters. If you now say, okay, don't take it, a hand around the shoulder, okay, please come, what is the matter? Can we talk? And then the person talks with you and doesn't hear it elsewhere. He won't go back. He sees a mentor. But how many adults can do that? It's not difficult for me to begin to blame people who take drugs, so, right? But the thing is in a circle form. Those who are not taking drugs, what are you doing? What role are you playing to make sure that these ones who take these drugs are out of it?